Hello friends, my name is RagePanda1 and today I want to answer a question that was asked in my Discord, the link for which is in the description, and that is, when it comes to the companion gift exchange, what companions do I actually even care about? Who's worth going after? I don't currently have the companion gift exchange available to me on any of my servers that I'm looking at, but I do have some ideas of what to tell you. And the first thing I can tell you is a secret to nobody, and that is, if you find the Water and Sun clan, he's still wildly overpowered, and it's probably worth going out of your way to get the companion just so that you could even get the character in Mythic and be able to ascend him to 15 stars. That's probably actually worth it. But usually I would not go out of my way to do the companion gift exchange as a method for acquiring a champion. This is just one of the special exceptions to that rule. Now after that, what we're really going to be doing the most with this companion gift exchange is that we're trying to get access to traits. That's the biggest reason why you want companions in the first place, although they do make it a heck of a lot easier to get your characters to 15 stars. It's almost essential for that, so if you have characters that you love using and you don't have their companion, maybe you need to get that. But personally, I would be going for the traits first. And the first trait that I want to get is Sanguine. Now, we are in a sustained meta where stuns and living a long time are a really good idea. And if you're not living a long time, you're probably fighting somebody who is just vastly stronger than you are. But to be able to get an extra fierce on your entire team adds up very quickly to your team doing a lot of damage, and it can often be the thing that tips you over the edge of winning the battle of attrition or losing it. I think that Hulking and Sanguine in combination should be on every team that considers itself to be perfectly tuned. Now the next two traits that we have here are going to sort of be interchangeable in terms of importance. So if there's one that you like a little better or one that you want to have more on your team, that's fair. And that's going to be Impair from the Kavak clan. Again, we're going to be increasing damage that we're doing to enemies. This stacks up to a total of 21%, and yet again, you're putting another fierce on your entire team if you're using this correctly. Now, the important thing with this one is that you have to use it correctly. Read what it says. Make sure you're using people who are doing area effect attacks that are going to be able to apply this effect to many, many people. And they want to be applying it all the time. Spoiler alert, I believe the male Bjorn Krieger's passive shiver stacks do count as skills landing on enemies. It does definitely increase your energy gain, and I believe that it would apply effects like this as well. More testing is needed on that, but if you're using a male Bjorn Krieger, this is one of the best traits that you can find to put on him, and it's one of the traits that I would try to have on every team if I could afford to have it. And I consider that to be fairly interchangeable with rapid shots, although depending on what your goals are, one thing might be better than the other, and rapid shots is easier to use on a team. You just chuck it on there and you're having a great time. And this is even stronger than a regular agile. Can you believe it? To be able to have that effect on all of your champions just costing you one trait slot on your team is incredible. There's a reason these effects can't be stacked, and that is why. It would be way too strong if they could. And this is another one where if you have a perfectly tuned team, you probably have all four of the traits that I have just described on that team in Hulking, Sanguine, Rapid Shots, and Impair. I do quickly want to mention the Esterir clan with their Icy Thorns. When I mention the Kavak trait and how that stacks, you might look at Icy Thorns and say it's basically the same thing, so I should probably have that as well. The reason that this one is not as good is because it says that it applies on active skills and ultimate skills. It's still really good, but trying to get somebody to have both of their stacks that only last for 3 seconds when you're only applying it on active skills and ultimate skills, it's effective against certain people, but not against everybody. It seems like it would be very effective against somebody like the male Water and Sun, which increases its value quite a bit. However, this would be after I got all of those other traits in order, then I would try to go for this one. And I wouldn't necessarily worry about having it on every single team, but there are certain situations where it certainly can add a lot of value to you. So it's one to keep an eye on. We've got a ton of clans in this game. We've got a ton of clan traits in this game. And I do have a video that is going through all of the current clan traits that we have available and how good they actually are for you. The ones that I've mentioned are the ones that I would be mainly concerned about getting through the companion gift exchange, with an honorable mention probably going to Cold Snap from the Bjorn Kriegers. Having that sort of anti-heal available to you, with the ability to add that to just about any tank that you've got, I think it's pretty valuable, but I also think that if you're relying on that for your anti-heal on your team, you're going to be held back a little bit. And usually with your tanky people, that's where you want to be keeping a lot of your team buffing traits anyway. So it can be a bit of a toss-up whether or not you can find a slot for that. And besides, I think male Bjorn Krieger is the best frontliner in the game right now, and you probably should have him on your team anyway, so you might not need it. So realistically, the companion gift exchange is not something that I would directly use as my main way of going for these traits. Usually you want to try to summon as well as get all of this stuff. You get a lot of extra bonuses that way, and the extra fodder that you're getting goes a long way. Although the companion gift exchange is very useful in the fact that you can stack up and get enough uses that you're going to get bonuses from that as well, and get some free 5 times companion shards. I think that can add up pretty quickly. But mostly I would use it for going for those traits, especially the top ones that I mentioned. Male Water and Sun, trying to just get access to your boy is going to be very useful. And then after that, if you have characters that you love to use and you just haven't been able to finish the companion one way or the other, then it could be worth going for that. And that is the order in which I would prioritize these things. And you don't have to do that. If you think Male Water and Sun is the greatest of all time and he's the only thing you want to go for over any of these other clan traits, then play your own game, man. I hope you're doing really well with it, and I hope it treats you well in the end. And if you're having fun, then of course it's treating you well, so it doesn't matter what somebody like me tells you to do anyway. With all that being said, this has been a guide about the kinds of clans that I would go for in the companion exchange event, and not necessarily how to use the companion exchange event, when to spend, how much to spend, and that sort of thing. If that's a video that you want more details on, then by all means let me know in the comments below or in my Discord that that's something that you're looking for more information on, and then the next time the event runs around, I will use all of my resources and abilities to come up with all of the best tips surrounding that. For now, I want to thank you for watching. I have been Rage Panda 1, and I will see you in the next one.